Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, and we are having our Sunday symposium. And we are going to be discussing the fourth law, the law of correspondence. I'm just trying to get my screen set up here so that you can see exactly what I'm going to be showing you. Can we make that bigger? Oh, nope, nope, that's not bigger. That's bigger. I guess it's as big as I'm going to be able to do it. I was hoping that I could make it even bigger than that. All right. Maybe we can. All right. This is fine. This is fine. So it's good to be here. It's been a little bit, and life has been life. We kind of go with the crumbles when the cookie crumbles. And it's been a lot of energy. I'm in an RV, and I have a 10 by 20 foot kind of a commercial industrial type of tent. I guess it could be like a garage if you wanted to put your car in here, but it's pretty good size. And this is where I like to do my videos, my lives, and it's my Reiki tent. And I've been trying to get it going and off the ground since I moved to the bigger spot. And I had two spots and I moved down to one because it just didn't make any sense to be paying that much money, out when I could do it all in one spot. So anyway, I'm in one spot now, and I'm proud to say that I did my first Reiki session this afternoon, and it was just really nice to be in my own space doing the healing energy for a neighbor. It's someone I'm working with, doing some free coaching with her, and hopefully she'll have wonderful things to say about my coaching and her experience with the coaching. So part of the coaching and what I'm doing is teaching people how to breathe into their chakras, cleanse, protect all their energy cycles or points, and manifesting balance, and the mindset, and Reiki. That's kind of all what I do, along with my spirit readings. And it just felt really good to be in my space doing some healing for a person that was looking for it. And I'll get in touch with her in a couple of days, see how she's feeling. And we're going to do a couple more of those sessions, as part of the free little packet that I'm offering her. So yeah, it's just and it's really great when she's around because we have a lot of common thoughts. So we can sit and we can start talking about all kinds of different things. Today we got into, mining crystals, and different places she's been and the work she's done, um, and the different crystals that she's found along the way. And I just find that to be really amazing. So the other thing that happened, and I need to share this because it has to do with the laws. And, I know for me, I can get a little frantic about things, especially when I lose something and I can't find it. I get frantic. So I had this pink drill gun, and I bought it. I've had drill guns before, but I wanted a pink one. And I bought a mini chainsaw and I wanted it to be pink, but they didn't have one in the size. So I bought this pink drill gun and I loved my pink drill gun. And, and I don't know, I guess it's kind of like I am woman, hear me roar type of thing. I don't know. I never liked pink. So it's not like I've always been pink crazy. So I couldn't find it for the life of me. And I thought someone had gone into one of my outdoor outdoor tents that I had. And I thought someone had taken it. And because there's a lot of people that have come and gone. And I just didn't know. I looked everywhere that I thought I had used this pink drill gun. And today I'm trying to find, I'm very bad at putting things in places and thinking I'll remember where they are and then never remembering. So I was looking for my checkbooks because I have to write a check out for one of the events I want to do. They don't take cards, they want paper checks. So I'm looking, and all of a sudden I look in this basket that has like mail and stuff like that. I figure, oh, it might be in here. So I'm looking and I'm going through the papers, and sure enough, there's my pink drill gun. Now I do feel bad that I accuse people, even though I didn't really accuse one particular person. I just accused people instead of believing I could possibly, you know, misplaced it. I mean, I thought that at first, and then when I couldn't find it, it was like someone must have taken it because everybody wants a pink drill gun. So I found that. So after that, I'm looking for my phone and I cannot find my phone for the life of me. I looked in every area of my RV. I looked everywhere in my tent here, and in the tent, the other tent that I have stuff still packed away in. And I'm just like going crazy trying to. I'm telling a friend of mine, call me and keep let it ring until I answer, because I can't find my phone. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I must have like dropped it into the trash bag I just brought down to the trash. I'm like, I don't want to go through trash. All these things, all these scenarios are going through my head. And I'm getting all upset because I use GPS all the time for my daily subbing jobs. And I'm thinking already, how am I going to get to work tomorrow? How am I going to find my way? How am I? So thank God I don't use the phone to do these lives. I use my laptop. But I'm like, I'm getting really upset and really frazzled. And I'm sitting at the desk here, getting ready to do the live. And I said, you know what, Eva, you need to take a deep breath. You need to take a deep breath, breathe in, pray to, I think it's Saint Anthony. I'm not sure. The one that helps you find lost things. Doesn't matter who it is. Because I just had to pray. I had to take a deep breath. I prayed and I said, please let me find this phone. Please help me to find this phone and locate this phone. I opened my eyes and there it is, like right in front of me on top of a box. Now, I'm not saying it flew into thin air and just landed there. That's where I left it. And for the life of me, I couldn't find it. And I looked high, low, everywhere, but I did not see that phone until I stopped long enough and I got my mind in the right frame and I asked for help. And that's kind of what life is all about. You can keep trying to do things and keep trying to do things on your own, pushing your way, pushing your way. And it's not until you stop and take a moment, take a breath, and just say, hey, lead me, show me. I'm not sure what to do next. Help me. And guess what? It will happen. So, that's my little lesson for my life today. And if you get something out of it, great. So today we're going to do the law of correspondence. And with the law of correspondence, some of you may have heard this little phrase, as above, so below. Now, if you look at the picture that's there, you see the tree, and then you see an image of the tree. So the tree is like pointing to the heavens, and then the tree is a duplicate pointing to the ground. Well, as above, so below means that the heaven above is also within. And and it's all about what we carry within is what we're going to bring about on the outside. Without I don't mean without being without, I mean without on our exterior. So who are you on the inside? Is it matching who you are on the outside? When you are in turmoil on the inside, you will show turmoil on the outside physical world. And that's so true. I just experienced it with my lost phone. And I experienced it from, I was looking for that drill gun for months. And you know what? It's like if I stop creating the turmoil will go away. I literally was going to buy another drill just like it, because it wasn't worth wasting my energy on that. So the outside world can only improve when your inner thoughts and beliefs improve. Often this can stem back to your childhood and impact your adult life until you heal those wounds. And if I want to think back to my childhood, it was a very, very chaotic home life. And I'm not gonna like hide little facts because everything I've been through in my life has has created who I am today. So I'm very proud of who I am today. So I can't like be ashamed of who I was and what I went through as a child or a young adult and up until I found my spiritual awakening. But as a child, I had a dad that was an alcoholic, and he had a whole lot of other issues. He was a very sick man when it came to sex, when it came to boundaries with other people, when it came to inappropriately touching people, and he was very abusive. And my mom just kind of like allowed it. She didn't ever, if she did stand up to him, it usually was a big ugly fight. And in those days, you just, she had already been divorced once, I guess. Now she had 5 kids, and it was like, what am I going to do? So it wasn't until we were all old enough that she felt she could leave when we could take care of ourselves. And my brother was like, I don't know, he was probably 14, maybe younger. He might have been younger than that when she left. I think I was 14 or 15, so he was probably about 11. And and that's kind of how she dealt with it. And she just stayed with him and stayed with him. And that's what I learned about relationships. That's what I learned about life. It was very dysfunctional, very there was no harmony, there was no happiness at all. And and I mean, there was a lot of stuff that went on. I don't need to get into all that stuff at all. I know that at the age of 14, 13, I wasn't even 13, I started to smoke weed, and then I started to do other things. And at the age of 26, after going through a lot of my own stuff, because I didn't know what life was all about. I certainly didn't know what love was all about. I did know abuse, and it seemed like um, that was kind of a thing that kept coming to my life, some type of abuse, whether it was me abusing myself or other people. So, and that comes from childhood. So, at the age of 26, I found myself in a rehab, looking to change my life. And that's where life began to be for me. That's where I learned about spirituality, not not to the degree I am today, but um, it was where I found hope. It was where I believed that God loved me and that I was not my circumstances and I was not a victim. And I didn't learn that for a long time. It was something as time went on, I learned I wasn't a victim. I learned that I could overcome anything. And all I had to do was have faith and change the way I thought. And I used to hear all the time, the person you brought in here, you have to change because if you don't, that old person will come back again. And I firmly believe that. So the person that I brought in had this really messed up way of thinking, this really messed up way of functioning and living life on life's terms. And I had to change everything about me. Um, so that's kind of where my journey started. And I didn't even know that the laws of the universe were beginning to work in my life. I didn't even know what the laws of the universe were, but I do know that relearning and healing the person that came through the doors 42 years ago is that was the beginning of a mind shift for me. And it was the beginning of learning about faith in the laws of the universe. So Wayne Dyer, who I absolutely love, and he also was a person in recovery. And most of the things he did to become this like great speaker and stuff was after he changed his life. And his little quote here is, "You don't attract what you want; you attract what you are." So if you're a negative person, you're going to attract negativity and other negative people. If you're a positive person, you're going to attract positivity and positive people. And trust me, negative people do not like being around positive people. Um, I remember when I was very negative, I couldn't stand that person that would walk through the door always happy, always smiling, always have something. I couldn't stand being around them. It was like, oh, you're so fake. They weren't fake. I just didn't know how to deal with them. I didn't know how to deal with it. And I didn't know how to be it. And I started to learn. So let's go through some examples of the law of correspondence. So the law of correspondence is like a magnet, and I hear people say, they have certain magnets. I have uh, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm going to leave it alone. You guys can kind of fill in the blanks there. So money vibes often come from our attitudes about money, jealous of others' abundance, negative ideas about money, and not spending wise. And I know I've fallen into all of that. I remember my mother would um, constantly say, money doesn't grow on trees. You know, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is I can't remember the phrase because I haven't heard it in so long. Um, money money goes where money. I don't know. I didn't hear money magnet. But it was a negative way of looking at kind of like money brings evil. And I can't remember that phrase, but I heard that all the time. That anybody that had money, they were, up to no good and doing evil things. So I always had this really negative attitude about abundance. And I didn't think abundance could be happiness, or wealth or anything else. So waking up and saying, here's another example, waking up and saying, it is just going to be another bad day is a way to bring on situations that are negative throughout your day. How you wake up in the morning, what you do. I mean, I get it. I'm in an RV and in my bed's in a slider. So I have to kind of maneuver out of the bed. And my body's not as flexible as it used to be. So, sometimes it's like, ooh, but you know what? I make the best of it. And, um, I don't want to feel crappy when I wake up. And this morning, I mean, I I put on meditations and I went through two whole meditations and I'll tell you a vision that I had in one of the meditations was about a person that it's been bothering me. An issue happened with a person, one of the neighbors here, and it's been bothering me. And I've been having kind of conversations with the person that's not there, and and in processing my feelings and stuff. And I had this vision, and this person was like clear as day in my vision and coming to me like for help. And and it was like I just kind of like, whoa, what was that all about? And what I need to realize is everybody I meet is not going to be my bestie. And there are going to be people I meet in life, and there's a reason I meet them. And I met this person so that I could possibly open some doors about situations. And it's not meant to be anything more. And it's not meant to be anything less. And I should not feel so hurt by some of the things that occurred. Um, that they're not where I'm at. And no matter what, I'm going to be okay. I'm really going to be okay. So when I wake up and I do these meditations, I did these two meditations, they were really awesome for me. Some days, I feel like I don't get anything out of my meditation. Then other days, I just like, whoa, that was really intense and interesting. But I keep doing it. Whether if it's I don't want to say a boring meditation, but sometimes they're not so exciting. And I'll still keep meditating and I'll keep praying, because that's what helps me stay balanced. And it helps me work out those cobwebs in my head about these people that upset me. And obviously, Spirit wanted me to know, let it go. She's just another person that has problems, and we all have problems. So another example would be saying that you don't have any luck, so you will never win in a contest. We'll certainly find another winner for that prize. How many times have you bought tickets and I'm not going to win anyway? And when you do that and you say that, do you not win? Does someone else win? And I'm not saying that if you buy tickets to something, you're gonna win like automatically. But if you don't have an attitude of winning, you certainly are not gonna win. So this next slide, I have this picture. It's really absolutely, I love the picture. I think it's absolutely beautiful. We have a gentleman standing on the edge of a cliff, and he's got his arms out, and he's got the big red heart balloon, and there's a dove that's coming to him. And look at it, it's like the universe. It's like the whole world is like right there. The blue sky, the terrain is absolutely gorgeous, standing up on that mountainside. And if I certainly can see as above so below with this picture. So the law of correspondence reminds us that we are like magnets, will bring we will bring to us what we put out there. This image is a man putting forward love, and nature is bringing more love to him. What are you putting out to the universe? And what is the universe sending back in return? As above, so below means that we create our heaven within, and it is only through our conscious beings that the reality changes. So I have a quote here: the kingdom of God is within us, and we must go within to change circumstances. And it's so true. So if you're worried about things, if you have fear, you need to go within. You need to do some meditations. You need to, ask spirit guides to show you what it is you're so afraid of, what it is that's creating that anxiety. And a lot of times it does stem to our childhood, and the only way we can fix it is if we heal it. And spirituality, spirit, faith, meditation, and asking are the ways to move forward in healing and changing those circumstances. So, this next slide, this is where I'm going to present to you some biblical text. So, again, we have this beautiful sky. I mean, when you think of heaven, you automatically, most people will automatically think of the heavens, the skies, I mean, and you think of heaven as being in the sky, out there in the sky. um and the thing about heaven is it's above, yes, but it's also within, it's also below, it's here on earth. Heaven is just as much here on earth as it is above in the sky. And it's within us. We have heaven within us. And Christ said that. Um, he had told, I think it was Pontius Pilate, I can't remember which empire it was. And they asked if he was the king of the Jews, where is his kingdom? And he said, my kingdom isn't of this earth. And my kingdom is within. Um, and he told all his apostles that heaven was within, that God was within. And so let's talk about this in the biblical reference here. The law says, as above, so below, as in heaven, so on earth. We also see this truth in the Lord's Prayer, which says, and I took this from Daniel Elijah Joseph.com. Um, but it's the Our Father, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And then we also can find in Proverbs 23:7, as a man/woman thinks in their heart, so are they. So, what you are thinking, what you bring into your heart through thought and emotions, you will bring without. And when you free yourself of anxiety, worry, pain, fear, you free yourself of those kinds of thoughts and you replace them with belief in faith, in love, in happiness, and all those beautiful feelings. You are going to find that within. You will feel it within, but you'll also attract it, and that's what will come to your life. So that's the law of correspondence. And even though I don't have anyone in the Zoom meeting with me, I'm going to post this on the school community, and I hope that I get some people responding to the video and let me know what they think of it, and how you work the law of correspondence and all the other laws into your life, and maybe do some journaling on it, and try to do a meditation right before you go to bed at night, and ask your spirit guides or divine source to show you what you're afraid of, show you um, what is bringing pain to you, and uncomfortableness, and try to do visualizations of a happy place. Think back on a happy place in time, and yeah, visualize yourself in that happy place, and bring yourself there as often as you can. So with that, I just want to say that I'm happy to be back. Um, I will be working every day this week. I haven't got a schedule for Tuesday yet, but I'm going to try to work Tuesday. And depending on what time I get off, I do plan on doing the Tuesday reading. I like my Tuesday readings. I like my Friday readings. I like all of what I do. And again, I am here for manifesting balance, and you can book a coaching session with me, learning how to balance. If you're in my area, we can do it in person, Reiki in person. I can do spirit readings in person, but I can also do those things online. It sounds weird to do a Reiki session online, but it really does. It does work like that. Um, so don't hesitate if you're in pain and you feel like you could benefit from something like this. Certainly contact me. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to do a session with you. So um, with that, I hope you have a very blessed and lovely week, and let spirits guide you on your way. Bye bye.